Hello everyone, welcome to Motor Ahead. Today I have with me Citroen's global flagship product C5 Aircross SUV. Now this brand has tried to enter the Indian market back in 1994 with Premier Automobiles. Back then they managed to sell very few units of Peugeot cars. Peugeot. I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly, I ain't no French. But what I do know is that this time Citroen is better prepared and have entered the Indian market with products more suitable to its consumers. This time Citroen has partnered with CK Birla Group and this car here has been assembled in their plant in Chennai. So let's have a closer look at it. C5 Aircross was launched earlier this year in April and comes in two variants, Feel and Shine. I have the top variant Shine right over here. It's got a very distinctive and interesting feature right here. The logo stretches out to the entire grille right here in the front. It's got a matte black finish here and the lower vents is also matte black finish. Now what is interesting in this car is that it runs this rectangular theme across the car on the outside and even in the inside. I'll show you later. The top variant gets all LED headlamps, fog lamps. The lower one gets the halogen lights. This one has smooth curvy split LED lamps. It looks pretty nice. I like the curvy structure of the car. From the side, the car looks curvy. It's not that boxy and it doesn't have those sharp lines. So some might say that it's not masculine enough, but I certainly like this look a lot. And I was mentioning the rectangular theme, right? It's right here on the cladding as well. It looks pretty nice to me, you know. And the chassis of the car sits right on top of 18-inch diamond cut dual rims. It's got Michelin tyres. From the rear, the car does look a little smaller, but do not misunderstand that. This is a really big and spacious car. The rear tailgate is automatic. This is the first car that has opened in one touch, otherwise it takes a couple of minutes. This car has huge, massive boot space. I mean, look at it. This can hold up to 100 kgs. Right here it says. You've got buckles here to tie your luggage and everything. It's got a 12-volt USB charger at the back as well. And since the back seats are all adjustable, you can move them up and about. You can pull them forward, recline them. I mean, 580 liters of boot space is just too awesome. And you obviously close this with a touch of a button. Pretty convenient. The fuel cap is automatic. There is no separate button to open it. Just slightly press it and it's open. Now let's look at the most special feature of this car, that is the comfort, and let's begin with the rear seat. The rear seat is extremely comfortable, and as you can see there are three individual seats, you know, which are separately adjustable back and front. You can tilt them down and you get three separate headrests right here. But now because of that you have a missing armrest right in the middle, but that's fine. There is enough leg room, there is enough head space. You can easily sit here and go for a comfortable ride. The board is pretty flat, although for the person who's sitting in the center, there's not as much room as it is for the people who are sitting on the side. There are AC vents right here in this section. There's also a USB charger. I do not mind being chauffeured around in this car because it's just so comfortable, and I have a panoramic sunroof view, so I can enjoy this beautiful ride. So pilot seat is obviously the best place to review a car from because this is where most of the action happens. So let's start with the interiors of the car. I mean, I like it. They're very tastefully done, and I like this checkered theme that runs across the whole car. On the interior seats, the seats are extremely comfortable, and you've got this cocooned effect right here, and they've got this soft padding, leather padding here. on the front, but the lower section gets a hard plastic. I don't know why this discrimination, but it's okay if they want to spare some money here. There's soft leather on the steering wheel as well. You get all your basic controls, your volume control, your music up and down. There's cruise control buttons right here. And what's really great in this car is the ample amount of cabin space available. I mean, if I open the armrest here, I can put at least 7-8 bottles of 1 liter. It's just too great. You've got enough space here for your phones, your keys. You've got 2 separate cup holders as well. You've got some space right here. The dashboard is spacious as well on the doors. I mean, now because this could easily pass off as a premium luxury car, so the only drawback was that even if I have enough space, the door panels here, all the stuff keeps moving. So if there could be like holes, it would have been great, but hey, I'm not complaining. There's a 12-volt charger right here. There's a USB port here. So the car is basically well equipped. It doesn't have extra tech that a lot of competition cars have these days, but it has the basic. And if you see the interiors, there's this rectangular theme on the door panels as well. I mean, I really like it. It's very, very tastefully done, you know, and it's pretty chic. Although this belongs to French and they're known for fashion and luxury, so this could have been a little bit more plush. I mean, especially at the price that it is available at. The gear lever is pretty cute. It's new. It took me a couple of the left-hand drive has been completely worked on to get it in India. The boot opens from that plug right here on the left-hand side, so if I enter a parking zone and they ask me to open the boot, I'll have to jump on the other side, which is not convenient, but I think this was a left-hand drive and they sort of forgot to change it to right-hand side. Alright, so now it's got a 20.32 centimeter touchscreen and 31.24 centimeter digital cluster. The touchscreen has all the basic functions of your AC, your music. It's got Android and Apple CarPlay. It's pretty basic functioning. The console is also pretty good looking. It has 2 driving modes, Eco and Sport. It's right here. The digital cluster as well shows all the basic information like your fuel, your gear, your RPMs, the temperature of the car. It's nice and pretty basic. I mean, I love it. There is not extra, but I wouldn't have minded a wireless charging because everybody has it, and we need to charge our phones. Also, we Indian loves our panoramic sunroof a lot, so this is where you control it from. It's got a beautiful view, and you obviously have the voice command recognition as well, so that works pretty well. For safety, you can obviously adjust the car seat belts. You also have 10 other safety and driver aid system, you know, for example, park assist, unique coffee break alert, blind spot monitoring system, LED vision, fog lights with static cornering function, grip control with hill descent assist, hill start assist, reverse camera with top rear vision, keyless entry and start, which is available mostly in all the cars now, but it's still special. It's also got electric parking brake. Woo, so many safety features, right? Plus it gets 6 airbags. Now the most important aspect of any car is the driving pleasure, and I kid you not, this car does feel like a magic carpet experience. The driving quality is just flawless. So let's start the drive. You start this with, there's an engine start stop button. You just press it once and the engine starts. Not really. You have to keep it pressed for quite a few seconds and then the engine starts. I'm all buckled up. Drive mode on. Let's get going. So this is a 2-liter diesel engine which produces 177 peak power at 3,750 RPM and 400 Newton meter of torque at 2,000 RPM. which is pretty great. The best feature is the torque. You get plenty of torque throughout your driving range, whether it is slow driving or if you're going above 100 or 120 kilometer, there is ample torque available. This ride is specially for your city because you get enough torque right in the beginning, say around 1000 to 1500 RPM, and you can easily maneuver in traffic. You can quickly pick it up and overtake vehicles as well. The gearbox is supported by 8-speed automatic gearbox, which is pretty cool. The gear shifts are very smooth. You do not feel any lack of power or gear shifts right till the end, which makes it extremely smooth and pleasurable drive. I mean, I know I might keep saying that because that's mostly what I feel when I drive this car. And again, one of the very cool features that this car has is that when you shift it to manual, you can change the gears from the console right here, and it doesn't move when you move the steering wheel. And the braking is also pretty decent. If I just brake suddenly, although apart from a little body roll, I won't feel much. It stops pretty quickly, and at the corners also the car is pretty stable. It takes every corner, every pothole, every bump in its stride and comes out very smoothly. I mean, I can drive this car for as long as you ask me to, you know. And on the plus side, it just keeps getting better and better on greater speeds. It's not made for high performance, but till 120, 100 kilometer on long highways, you can just easily sit back, relax and drive this car with utmost comfort and pleasure. Alright, so this car, I say that French has definitely kept the Indian roads in mind because of the bumps. So, and they've done a pretty good job at it. I simply love the suspension, which comes with progressive hydraulic cushions that takes all the bumps in stride, and the movement control is just so progressive and smooth. So the car has two driving modes, Eco and Sport. When I turn it to Sport, the car gets ample punch right in the beginning. So here we go. There's enough punch, sports, corners, and there's a big bump. So let's brake. Brake, bump. Not as much as you would feel in any other car. This just makes it so smooth. I love the curves. Bump again. Smooth and easy. Not feeling it much. This car is not a hardcore off-roading car. It's got 230 mm ground clearance, which is pretty great, but looking at it, it looks like it's unladen because I don't see a lot of difference as compared to other cars, right? But all in all, it's a good vehicle. Another very cool feature in this car is the isolated windshield and the side windows. You hardly hear the traffic noise and the outside sound, which is so nice. Now this car is available in 4 colors, white, grey, blue and black, with dual tone sunroof options. So you have quite a few options to personalize your car. The price of the car starts from 32,80,000 ex showroom, and if that is not a problem for you, then take it from me, this car is an absolute delight to ride. And if that is your main focus of buying any SUV, this is one of the best driving experience I've ever had. So you buy this car for the driving experience and the comfort. Oh my God, this car is just pure comfort.
Hi, I'm Vikram Gore and you're watching India Ahead. Today we're out near Indore at the Natrax facility to test drive the Mercedes AMG A45 S. This is probably the hottest hatch in the world. It makes 421 PS of power, 500 Newton meters of torque and does 0 to 100 in 3.9 seconds. We've got it on a very interesting track, which is 11.3 kilometers long, where we're going to push it to its limit and see what all these horses actually do. We're talking about performance here, and this is going to be the car to look out for if you want something that's going to really blow your mind. When it comes to the styling of the Mercedes AMG A45 S, what we're looking at is a super hot hatch. It's got that racing DNA built into every element of it, and even just setting your eyes on it, you know that this is a car that's all about going fast. Key styling inputs include the fact that it has this nice, wide, low, sporty stance. You've got that telltale front grille that Mercedes is now using as their trademark for all AMG products, and they do have a lot of them in the country, by the way. Look at it from the side and you can see that it's got that sporty side profile as well. It sits low and it's got nice sharp lines to it. So it really stands out as a car that's going to sort of blow your mind, not just being behind the wheel, but visually as well. And key telltales include the fact that you've got tires that are tailor-made for the racetrack. So you got AMG cross-spoke alloys, and my personal favorite are those red brake calipers that you find on the AMG A45 S. It is just stunning to look at. So all in all, Mercedes has done a great job in bringing the design together, and even as you go around to the back, you can see that that sharp, precise design carries over there too. While the AMG is all about performance, Mercedes has not forgotten their true heritage, which is also about luxury. So when you step inside the cabin, or rather get nice and cushy in those really well-crafted AMG seats, you do notice that you've got all the bells and whistles on board. And Mercedes has been about luxury, and with an AMG product, it's about marrying luxury and performance seamlessly, which they've done exceptionally well with this car. So key takeaways include the fact that you get a new AMG performance steering wheel covered in Napa leather, a nice wide cockpit with a dual digital screen for your driver information, your information cluster, as well as all your connectivity needs. It's a beautifully crafted cabin. Everything about it screams luxury, and it also tells you that you're sitting in something rather special. Just how special is this? Well, let's go and finally find out what it's like to be behind the wheel of the Mercedes AMG A45 S. So this is what we've come out here for, to experience the A45 S out on the 11.3 kilometer track at Natrax. We're currently doing about 260. We're going to be hitting about 270 in a little bit. And we're unleashing 421 horses of power. It is absolutely insane. That's it, 278, that's the high speed right there. We're hitting it. 500 Newton meters of torque from a 2-liter engine. This is the world's most powerful 2-liter engine, and it is absolutely insane driving this car out here. We've been flying, and yeah, it's an adrenaline rush. But this car does it like nobody's business, and that's what an AMG car is all about. And when you have an out-and-out AMG performance machine like the A45S, this is what you get. Unleash it, unleash hell with this car. The potent 2-liter engine is paired with an AMG Speedshift DCT 8G which comes with race start as well. And this transmission system just ensures that you get all that grunt, and it just feels absolutely brutal as you drive it along. And to ensure that you got maximum control, you also get the AMG suspension system as well as the AMG Performance 4MATIC system. All of this works to keep your car extremely well grounded, in control, and even as we were flying around the track, it was just effortless. At the end of the day, there's nothing quite like the Mercedes AMG A45 S in the country. In fact, until it got here, our definition of a hot hatch usually meant something with about 120, 130 PS of power. This one with 421 PS of power, 500 Newton meters of torque. I know I've stated those figures before, but I'm just letting you know that it is special. It is a full-blown AMG, and it's something that can be yours for approximately 80 lakhs ex-showroom. And when you consider that price and that you're getting straight into sports car territory, this is a car you really can't go wrong with if performance is your thing.
Hello everyone, welcome to Motor Ahead. Today I'm going to be talking about 2021's last motorcycle, Harley-Davidson Sportster S. It has been recently launched, and today I'm just going to do a quick walk around about the motorcycle. I am sure in the next episode I'll show you how to drive, and I'll give you complete details about how this motorcycle drives. But first things first, today we have to start with the design and looks of the motorcycle. Let me start with how gorgeous and how different this motorcycle looks from rest of the Harley-Davidson. This is based on Sportster, and the platform is Revolution Max. It shares the same platform and engine design, same as the Pan American, which is 1250cc, 1252 to be exact, that this engine produces at a Newton meter torque of 121 Newton meter of torque, which is pretty good. But that's for later, riding experience, engine performance, all of that later. But today I'm just going to talk about how beautiful the bike looks. And if you look at the V-twin liquid cooled engine, it just takes all the beauty of the bike and just looks absolutely gorgeous. Like I mentioned, it's different than other Harley big motorcycles which are cruiser. The major attraction on this bike is obviously the look of the motorcycle and the sports performing character of this bike, and the concern is the upswept exhaust and the tires, which I'll get to after I quickly round up the looks and the technology that this bike is equipped with. It's got a 4-inch round TFT digital display. Pan American has a touchscreen. This is not touchscreen, but it gets all the basic controls, which is nice. This time Harley has upgraded all the controls and it comes with latest technology. It's got cruiser control right here, which is pretty new. I think it's here for the first time on a Sportster that a cruiser control is here, which is pretty great. And all the other controls like your volume, your music, your hazard lights. Also, it's got 3 riding modes. There are ample of things that you can customize on this motorcycle. For example, your trip setting, then you can connect it via Bluetooth, go to your settings, you get general settings. You can customize your ride as well. How do I go back? Ride customization. You have rain mode, road mode, sport mode. You can customize your suspension as well. So there is a lot of tech. Plus, this time Harley-Davidson has added an app that you can actually download from the App Store. It's available for Apple as well as Android. So that is a good upgrade. I think everybody is evolving towards the applications. It makes our lives pretty easier, right? To communicate with your motorcycle, that is one essential part. Plus, not to forget, I really like the driving comfort and the position of this. Although the handlebars are a little further away, but this has a little sports style to it. It's not very relaxing, and it's not meant for long distances. It's because there is ample of torque in it. I'm obviously going to talk about it when I'm riding. Also, this bike weighs 228 kilograms, which is pretty decent compared to the power ratio, right? And I think it's going to get faster and smoother on the corners compared to the weight and the ground clearance that this has. It seems like it's going to stick to the ground, so I'm pretty excited and I can't wait to drive this one. A general handover is this motorcycle is a performance motorcycle. Plus this looks extremely amazing. From the front, the headlamps, the fog lamps, everything is all LED. Even the tail lights, the fog lamps, everything is all LED on this motorcycle. And now what we were worried about was the tires that this motorcycle has. It's got 16-inch in the front and 17-inch at the rear, 160 by 180 ratio. So we think that it's going to be really bulky and it's going to be difficult on the corners, but we'll find out about that later when we drive. And now the most interesting part is the double upswept exhaust. I was worried that, you know, like while I'll be riding, this might heat up and this would be a problem, but there's got a plastic cover on it. There's got this cover, so dual colors, right? This is where your exhaust is. There's one color, there's one cover here, the steel one, and this plastic protects. So till the time, and it protects all the way till here. And of course there's this cowl. So I don't think we should be worried about the heat coming out from the exhaust. It should not bother the rider. So now Harley has also added some fans here next to the radiator, so the heat is not going to come on your legs, which is really great for Indian roads, right? Because this motorcycle has too much power. It's 1250 plus 121 Newton meter of torque, so there's gonna be enough heat radiating from this motorcycle. But Harley has obviously taken care of that. Another interesting thing that we have here is this is a single seater, and looking at it, it doesn't seem very comfortable for extremely long rides. But like I said, this is a Sportster, so there's gonna be little changes. Also, for the rear seat, you can remove the cowl and get an extra seat. Although I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Pillion won't be very comfortable, but you always have the option. So I think this is a very good looking motorcycle, and it all depends on the price that it is going to be launched at. Roughly we can say this would be launching at around 15 lakh rupees, approximately from 15 to 16 lakh rupees. So stay tuned for the price. It's going to be launching at IBW in Ambi Valley on 4th of December. So stay tuned, and I'm going to obviously give a detailed ride review of this motorcycle. So you guys wait for that and subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. Bye bye, have a good day.